Hello and welcome to Spectrum Television News at 12. I am Uyai Anyekan, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at some of the major stories. Senate orders CAC registrars arrests shortening summons. Port Harcourt refinery recommences operation. Plus, 12 die in China coal mine accident. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon is Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu, who has asked the Senate to screen and confirm 11 justices recommended for the Supreme Court bench. Reports say Tinubu's request was contained in a letter read by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio during the plenary held on Wednesday. The National Judicial Council had recommended 11 nominees to the President for Supreme Court appointment. Meanwhile, the 11 candidates were shortlisted from the 22 Court of Appeal justices screened by the NJC, headed by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola. In the meantime, the list of companies participating in the federal government's plan to reduce the transportation burden on Nigerians during the Yuletide has been revealed. The Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, disclosed this in a post on X. Onanuga named 5 transportation companies as those that will be partnering with the federal government to execute the scheme. According to him, they are God is Good, GIG, Chisco Transport, Young Shall Grow, God Bless Ezenwata, and Area Motor. Recall that President Tinubu had announced a 50% cut in the fares charged by commercial buses on interstate routes during the Yuletide. Still on the national scene, the federal government is introducing incentives to attract oil and gas investments as Nigeria works to ramp up crude oil output. The Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Gbenga Komolafe, told newsmen that some of the measures being adopted include substituting signature bonuses, the payments made by companies to governments upon signing contracts. He also stated that the country was tackling delays in licensing, as this would further increase the interest of oil firms to invest in Nigeria's oil and gas industry. In another development, the Minister of Water, Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Uzef, has flagged off the 2023-2024 dry season farming in Benue State. The minister, who performed the ceremony at Mbaku, Makurdi, said the federal government targeted 500,000 hectares irrigable land in 2024. Uzef added that President Bola Tinubu had directed the ministry to ensure that 500,000 hectares irrigable land was maximally put to use in 2024. Meanwhile, the minister added that all the 12 river basins in the country will be fully utilized in 2024 in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu administration. From the Red Chambers, the Senate Committee on Finance has mandated the Inspector General of Police to compel the appearance of the Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission, CSC, Garba Lawal, before it within 24 hours. The committee chairman, Senator Sani Musa, expressed anger when the Registrar General shunned the committee's invitation for the third time yesterday. Recall that the Registrar General was expected to appear to defend CSC's 2024 budget, but some financial discrepancies were spotted by the committee in the book of accounts submitted. Meanwhile, the four senior officials of the CAC, having confirmed several letters of invitation by the clerk of the Senate Committee on Finance, but could not explain reasons for the RG's absence before the panel. We move now to the Green Chambers, where the House of Representatives is setting up a committee to look into discrepancies in the remittances of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board into the coffers of the federal government. Appearing before the House Committee on Basic Education and Examination Bodies, JAMB Registrar Ishaq Oloyede said the examination body started remitting revenue to the Consolidated Revenue Fund less than a year after he assumed office. He informed the committee that in 2017, JAMB remitted the sum of 7.8 billion naira and followed it up by 5.2 billion naira, 3.68 billion naira, 3.82 billion naira, 3.5 billion naira, and 3.1 billion naira in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, respectively. Oloyede further told the lawmakers that JAMB, under his stewardship, generated internal revenue of 13.33 billion naira, 11.35 billion naira, 9.74 billion naira, and 12.62 billion naira in 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, respectively. However, a discrepancy of 11 million naira was established with the submission of Lucy Anom, who represented the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, prompting the chairman of the committee, Afoji Obuku, to call for a subcommittee to look into the alleged differences and report back to the Committee on Basic Education. Still on the national scene, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has lauded President Bola Tinubu for the 2023 Yuletide season transport discount. The president of NANS, Pedro Obi, gave the commendation in a statement issued in Enugu while appreciating Tinubu's commitment to the welfare of Nigerians. Recall that the federal government, through the chairman, Inter-Ministerial Committee on the Presidential Intervention on Public Transportation, Dele Alake, announced plans to subsidize all luxury buses for ease of transportation for citizens willing to travel this festive holidays. Obi therefore said that the decision demonstrated Tinubu's commitment to the welfare of Nigerians and showcased a proactive step towards alleviating the burdens being faced by travelers. On petroleum matters, breaking news this hour is that the Port Harcourt Refining Company in Rivers State has recommenced operation in line with the federal government's promise to ensure the production of refined products at the facility in December 2023. We will bring you more details of this development in subsequent bulletins. We move now to Africa, where Sudanese volunteers have established educational tents to provide free schooling for children displaced by the armed conflict, which has been raging in this East African country. Report says students from Red Sea University launched an initiative to offer lessons, persisting despite a fundamental lack of resources. Amna Ismail, a student volunteer of Red Sea University, said from the beginning they taught kids to draw, read, Arabic and basic knowledge of computers. Meanwhile, since the onset of fighting in April, over 6.7 million people have been rendered homeless, with half of them being children who have often been denied access to education. Still in Africa, the polling stations have closed in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and the process of counting votes has begun in Lubumbashi, a town in the southern region of the Central African nation. The election, which unfolded against a backdrop of economic challenges and accusations of irregularities, features incumbent President Felix Tshisekedi facing a fragmented opposition. Reports say the opposition leaders have raised concerns about chaos and electoral irregularities, further adding complexity to an already high-stake political landscape. Meanwhile, reports of voters discovering their names missing from the electoral roll have surfaced, adding a layer of complexity to an already tumultuous election. On the foreign scene, 12 people have lost their lives while 13 others have been injured in a mining accident in northeast China. Reports say the incident took place at a coal mine on the outskirts of Jixi City. Meanwhile, the cause of the accident is still under investigation. Still on the foreign scene, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has warned that Pyongyang will not hesitate to launch a nuclear attack if provoked with nukes, while Seoul and its allies have called for dialogue without preconditions. Kim's comments follow a meeting between South Korea and the United States last week in Washington, where they discussed nuclear deterrence in the event of conflict with the North. The meeting agenda included nuclear and strategic planning, and the allies reiterated that any nuclear attack by Pyongyang on the United States and South Korea would result in the end of the North Korean regime. But Kim told his military's missile bureau not to hesitate launching a nuclear attack when the enemy provokes it with its nukes. Still to come in the news. Nigerian forward Boniface wins 5th Bondiglisa Rookie Award. Stay tuned for details of these and more after the break.
Nigerian police, which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as stipulated by the constitution. We do not have a federal government police force. We have the Nigerian police force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian police.
No, my lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked you with some of the killings he did.
He never did.
He linked you with the attempted murder of Hebrew.
He did not.
My lord, the Matters Council is leading the evidence in our matters.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord, but we can't be talking about cases which are in court,
Is
my lord.
this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord. These cases are in court, my lord. I'm just reminding your lordship.
My lord, sorry, my lord, I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legally speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
Thanks for staying tuned, and now to the rest of the news stories. On our business news, the African Development Bank, AFDB, has withdrawn its international staff from Ethiopia over what it described as a breach of diplomatic protocol and an assault on 2 of its workers. The bank said the office would remain open under an officer in charge. In a statement, AFDB said measures would not affect nationally recruited staff from Ethiopia who would continue their work and remain in full employment of the bank. According to the statements, the decisions follow the recent breach of diplomatic protocol and assaults by Ethiopian security forces on 2 of the African Development Bank's international members of staff. Still on business, Director General of the Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON, Ifeanyi Chukwunonso, has called for the adoption of minimum energy performance MEPS standards for appliances in the country as part of the efforts to mitigate the effect of climate change, reduce mercury in lighting appliances, and improve energy access. He spoke at a workshop on MEPS in Abuja, stressing that the workshop was meant to create awareness on the minimum energy performance standards and labeling lighting in Nigeria in collaboration with Sustainable Research and Action for Environmental Development. For DG, who was represented by the Director of Lab Services at SON, Adewumi Richard, said Nigeria was facing a challenge of meeting its energy demand as the World Bank reported that only 54.3% of the population had access to electricity in 2021. He added that the world was facing a threat of ozone layer depletion and global warming due to the burning of fossil fuels, which account for a large share of global emissions. In health, the Director of Physiotherapy Department, University College Hospital, Ibadan, Oyo State, Mobat Akintayo, has identified some of the health conditions that cause damage to the brain of a child from birth as major factors responsible for deformity in children. She made this known in Ibadan, the state capital, at the UCH Physiotherapy Department get-together for physically challenged children in the state. Akintayo said meningitis, jaundice, and carelessness handling in babies during delivery are some of the common factors that have contributed to several deformities in children. The director therefore called on government at all levels to implement policies that uplift the living standard of people with disability in Nigeria. Still in health, as the war against unwholesome and counterfeited products rages on, the Director General, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, Dr. Moji Adeyeye, says some Nigerians are desperate to amass wealth at the expense of ordinary citizens by dealing in fake counterfeit products. The NAFDAC board said it is heartbreaking that some Nigerians are determined to make quick money either by hook or crook at the detriment of unsuspecting persons. According to her, NAFDAC goes on routine surveillance to detect and get rid of unwholesome products. Adeyeye, who spoke during an interview, said the agency is not relenting in its duties, which he explains why it keeps digging up and destroying fake products. In sports, Nigerian forward Victor Boniface has won a rookie in August, September, October, and November. Boniface scored 3 goals and provided 2 assists in 3 league appearances for Xabi Alonso's side in December. The striker has registered 9 goals in 15 league appearances for Leverkusen this season, plus another 4 goals in the UEFA Europa League. Still in sports, a hostile reaction from home-based footballers has trailed the Super Eagles 41-man provisional list submitted to the Confederation of African Football (CAF) by the Nigerian Football Federation for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, which kicks off January 13 in Ivory Coast. Recall that CAF confirmed all provisional scores of the 24 participating teams yesterday, putting to rest the rumors that clouded Nigeria's list. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles list only accommodated 3 NPFL goalkeepers: Olorunlake Ojo of Enyimba, Christian Nwoke of Sporting Lagos, and Bendel Insurance's Amaz Obasogie. In the wake of the omission of NPFL outfield players, there was also no space for Glasgow Rangers defender Leon Balogun. Also, some followers of the league and players alike believe coach Josie Pesero is failing to take a cue from Nigeria's last AFCON triumph in South Africa in 2013. On our entertainment news, global pop star Rihanna has revealed that her favorite song of the year is Davido's Unavailable, featuring Musa Keys, which is one of the singles of his record-breaking fourth album, Timeless. Speaking in a recent interview, Rihanna said she has had Unavailable on repeat all year. The musician turned billionaire entrepreneur also named Tyler's ICU's hit single, Nikki, as one of her favorite songs of 2023. Meanwhile, come February 5, 2024, Unavailable will be vying for the Grammy Award for Best African Music Performance, as Davido will be hoping to pick up his first Grammy Award out of his 3 nominations. Still on entertainment, Nigerian singer, songwriter, rapper and Big Brother Nigeria Season 5 winner Olamilekan Masud, popularly known as Lekan, has released the official video for his new single, Shine. Speaking in a recent interview, Lekan said being a king means you take care of your community, and that is what he did in the music video Shine, as he dedicated his time and resources to uplift and support those in need. In the video, Lekan was seen spreading love to the students via school fees coverage, paying for drivers' fuel, as well as covering shopping expenses of people at the shopping mall. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do also follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. This has been Spectrum Television News at 12. I am Uyai Anekan. Thanks for watching and do enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon.